Welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting in Yoga Pants. Last week, we kicked off a conversation about technical recruiters and do they really need to be technical? Here's my spin on this. If y'all have not seen the video already, you might want to check it out. But I don't personally believe that a recruiter needs to have expertise in whatever field it is that they are recruiting for. I do not need to be a plumber to talk to a plumber about changing jobs. And we also talked about the vetting process. My job is to vet for interest, fit, potential, basically. I think I said it a little differently last week, but you get where I'm going with this. And the technical part, the assessment, can the person code, that happens somewhere else, right? That's not a conversation that I'm necessarily driving, at least not in significant detail. I may do a high level, ask some questions, understand what you've accomplished kind of screen, but someone much more technical than I am is going to be probing for those specifics. My job is just do a high level, does this person fit the criteria? Does this person seem to have what it takes? The idea here is we want to get you to the next stage. That's it. We're not trying to determine if we want to make you an offer in the first conversation. We just want to learn enough about you through your resume, through a recruiter phone screen, potentially through an assessment or knockout questions that tells us, is this someone that we should learn more about? So I hope you found last week helpful. I got tons of email and messages on this. Sounds like it resonated with at least some of you. So very glad to hear that. There goes the dog. Someone else had walked by. It's her neighborhood, y'all. We just live in it. Okay. Kid is on it. So this week, this is the reality of home offices, y'all. I could edit that out, but I'm not going to, because I want y'all to feel my pain. All right, so this week I want to dig into kind of the part two, if you will, of that recruiting hiring manager partnership that tells us how we are doing a good job of that early vetting and making sure that we're putting the right people in front of our hiring managers. Because again, I'm not vetting you technically, right? Somebody else is doing that. But if I'm not able to do a preliminary first stage vet, the hiring manager is going to wonder just what in the world are they paying me to do anyway? So this may resonate more with the recruiters who watched, and I appreciate all 4 of you. Or however many there might be, hopefully more than 4. And a lot of job seekers may be scratching their heads going, okay, does this really apply to me? Is this really helpful? Why am I listening to this? Bear with me because I think there's some value for you as well. The recruiter hiring manager relationship is really the linchpin that keeps all of this together. I have said 8 billion times in my career that this is a partnership. I am here to partner with my hiring teams. I am not a recruiting admin. I am not here to take your order and go and get you a cheeseburger with no pickles. That is not what I do. I am here to partner with you on building your team. And job seekers, that's the kind of recruiter you want to be working with. I'm just going to say it, okay? Sometimes we are the necessary evil that you have to get through to get a job. I get it. May have had recruiters like that in my own job search in the past, but in a perfect world, or the way I think it should be done, is we are building a partnership. We are in lockstep with our hiring teams. We are working closely with them. We are understanding their pain points, and we are bringing them relevant prospects, whether those are people who've applied or people that we've gone and found and said, based on the needs assessment, based on what I've learned from you, this is what you're telling me you want. Is that correct? So sometimes there's a little back and forth, and sometimes it takes us a couple conversations to figure out what we really need. But that's ultimately the goal, is to have that partnership where we're honing in on the business problems we're trying to solve and what the hiring manager needs to accomplish through talent. Okay, so let's just make up a scenario. All right, this is what it could potentially look like. So hiring manager needs to hire a procurement manager. We'll go with that. So hiring manager calls me up. Hey, Amy, I need to hire a procurement manager. Okay, great. A lot of recruiters are going to say, awesome. What's the job description? And then they're going to go out and do a bunch of Control F keyword searching and maybe post a job and see what kind of applicants come in, and then just start throwing resumes at the manager. Now that's one approach. That is not the service you get here on Recruiting in Yoga Pants, but I do understand that sometimes that's how it goes. Here's how it should go, y'all. Amy, I need a procurement manager. Okay, great. I'm going to set up some time for us to talk about that. I'm not available until January of 2021. Cool. You'll get a procurement manager in April. Okay, maybe it doesn't go exactly like that, but maybe it does. Hey, I need a procurement manager. Okay, great. We set up time to talk. Here's what happens in the first conversation. If I don't already know this, and if I've worked with you for a long time, I may already know this, and so we're good. But if this is the first time we've worked together, the first thing that I want to dig into you with is, what does your team do? How does your work, how does your department, how does the effort that you and your team is putting in impact the larger company? Okay, if this is the procurement team, okay, how do you fit into this manufacturing organization? Let's say we build widgets, okay? Well, we're the ones that are procuring the materials and the equipment needed to churn out all of these widgets that we then sell. Cool, got it. So let's talk about the makeup of your current team. Is there anyone who is actually doing the procurement function right now? Well, we have some, buyers, and they all report to me, and I've got 42 direct reports and it's too much. And so I need to hire a manager to take over this team of 20 buyers. Okay, great. So this procurement manager is going to lead a team of 20. Got it. What else are they going to do? And so I'll just stop there, but hopefully you guys are kind of seeing that I'm pulling out things that may not be in the job description. The job description could say procurement manager, lead a team. Okay. But by asking these questions, I'm able to unpack that this is an existing team. This is a team that already has a boss. This is a team that maybe has been in place for a while. So that's another follow-up question. This is a team that, wait, is there anyone on the team currently that you're thinking about promoting? Because that can be an interesting dynamic, right? Are we up against maybe an internal transfer that might be happening, or a promotion that might be happening? Are we bringing a leader in that's going to face maybe some opposition because somebody didn't get promoted? So these are the kind of subtle nuances that recruiters need to be pulling out of their hiring teams and hiring managers and able to discuss with potential candidates, okay? Obviously, there's going to be some things that are confidential, but the more we can pull out of the actual pain points and problems we're trying to solve, the better equipped we are to find the right person and help that person be successful through the interview process and hopefully to offer. So for my job seekers, these are the kinds of questions you should be able to get answers to. Why is the role open? Is there anyone already internally that might be impacted by someone like me joining the team? What is the current team setup? What are the things I need to accomplish in the first 90 days? You should be able to get at least high-level answers to some of these questions. If not, your recruiter's got some homework to do. All right? So that's, again, super high level, but hopefully gives you a little bit of insight into how we dig in a little bit more beyond just a job description and how critical that partnership between the hiring manager and the recruiter really is, and how it impacts your success as a job seeker or an applicant who's thinking about their next role. All right, y'all know where to find me, Amy at recruitinginyogapants.com. Drop a comment. Let's have a deeper discussion about this down below. I really geek out on this stuff, and I love the questions that we get every week. So keep it coming. Let me know what you want to talk about next. There's a lot more we could unpack here with the hiring manager recruiter partnership, but let's make sure it's something you want to talk about. So let me know down below or shoot me an email, amy at recruitinginyogapants.com, and we'll see you next week.